Hi traders, Jason here from DTB Traders, and this is going to be a short little video on one of the strategies in the DTB system, and we will cover this briefly on the call on Sunday. So for most of you, you know that every single week we have a weekly Zoom call which is based on a Sunday or on a Sunday evening at 8 p.m. New York. And it's really important for anybody who is using the DTB system to either be on these calls or to at least watch the replay. In fact, I don't actually want any subscribers or anybody using the system who is not following this rule. I mean, the only way that you can be up to date or stay up to date with the system and understand what our game plan is for the week ahead is to be on these calls. Otherwise, what is the point of even having access to this incredible system? Okay, so I'm going to just cover this strategy briefly. So this is the DTB Analytical Strategy 3 MICROS. So there's a MICROS version and a minis version. This is the MICROS version, and the same is actually going to apply to the minis. So this specific strategy only requires about $2,000 of trading capital, so that's US dollars. And what I'm going to be doing from this week is I'm going to be introducing longer term optimizations. So longer term just means instead of optimizing the last 2 weeks of data, we're going to stretch that out a bit to, in this case, 7 weeks, 8, 10, 12, 14 weeks of data. So using the built-in tool of NinjaTrader, that is the strategy analyzer. This example on the screen over here is going to be the MNQ, and we're going to be I have already optimized the last 7-8 weeks of data. So this is the result from the optimization. So if we look at the settings of this optimization, you'll notice that the start date is the 23rd of the 7th, which is a Sunday. I always start my optimizations from a Sunday. Okay, it's a good habit to have, and I've optimized it up until current date for the start of next week. Now this strategy only trades, if I bring up some of the details, it only trades Monday to Thursday, so 4 days a week, and it only trades from 9 till 11. Okay, so it's trading 4 days a week, 2 hours a day. I mean, how freaking awesome is that? The last thing you want to do is sit in front of the computer for hours and hours and hours, trying to find trading opportunities. This is a 2-hour trading strategy, 4 days a week. Okay, so let's just go to the to the daily summary. Okay, so this optimization that I've done here is going to be pushed through to your trading platform automatically, and I'm going to show you in a moment how that actually happens. So let me just bring up the analysis, because this is going to be important to look at in a moment. Okay, so one of the great things about this strategy is, even though we are using larger dates like this, we don't have to apply those dates to the trading chart. Okay, so if you bring up a trading chart, now this is the MNQ with the 40-40, which is exactly what we used with the optimization. Okay, so we're gonna just bring up the strategy on here. So this Analytical Strategy 3 MICROS. Now, in the settings of the strategy, we have a link. Okay, so this is the link to the document in the strategy. So all we have to do is copy that link and open up a browser, paste and go to that link. And this is going to bring up all the templates that are preloaded for your strategy. So an example is, this is the first template in here. We're doing slightly smaller period optimizations, which is only 2 weeks of data, and we're providing settings for that. But this is going to specifically focus on the last template in this document. So this is template number 20. Okay, so this is for the longer period optimizations. So looking at the strategy analyzer again, you'll see that, you know, this is a longer period optimization, and the document that is part of the strategy, you are going to able to bring that up, and you're going to be able to view that template on the strategy, you know, well, the template for the strategy. So this one is called template number 20. So if you scroll down on the document and you go down to template 20, you're going to see all the settings for this strategy. And you're also going to see the daily stats as well as the weekly stats, which we just looked at here. Now, loading this strategy on a trading chart, we don't have to go and load all that data like we just mentioned. We just have to go and load a couple of days data. So going to the strategy, I'll click indicators. So we're going to go to the strategy. We're going to add the specific strategy to the chart. We're going to go template, load, template number 20, which is the one that is on the document. Because, you know, as you can see, we just have to match the template name that's on the document. Okay, so doing that, we go template load, we've loaded number 20. We've chosen our trading account. So whatever trading account you're going to trade on, you're going to select that in there. And once you've done that, you can actually click on the enable button and OK. And once that's loaded, you will see it will show you performance at the bottom of the chart. And it will show you, you know, basically what the chart looks like. Now, if we go to the template document that comes with the strategy, you will notice that, you know, this one is showing $4,000 with $192 drawdown, 92% accuracy. But on your trading chart, you are seeing 115 drawdown with 491. Well, that is because we only have 2 days of data loaded. Okay, so the important thing to do is to go to your strategy performance, real time and historical, and that's going to bring up the days that you have loaded on your chart. And all we have to do is scroll down or look at the daily performance, okay, and compare that to our document and match those numbers. So as you can see on our trading chart, we've got 20 and 12 as the trades that are entered, and those were the last 2 days of data load on the chart. So the cool thing about this is you don't have to load multiple days or weeks of data on your trading chart. You just have to load a few days of data, but make sure that the statistics or the values are matching. So that's why I've produced this template document with not only the weekly stats to see if you're happy with the results, historical results, but you're also able to check if the last couple of trading days, you know, whether it's 2, 3, 4, or 5 trading days, depending on how many days you want to load on your chart, if they are indeed matching what the screenshots are showing that I've put on the document. So as you can see, on the 6th of the 9th, it was 440, and on the 7th of the 9th, 50. So that's matching on the trading chart. So now we know that we actually have the strategy loaded correctly. And once we're happy with that data, we can click the start button. Now what's going to happen is the strategy is going to automatically update any settings that are pushed through to the strategy. And that's going to happen on like a 30-minute interval. But because this strategy is only going to be optimized once per week, these settings are only going to update once per week. So the good thing about this now is that you are able to add the strategy at the beginning of a trading week using a small sample or a small size of data, so you're not overwhelming NinjaTrader, and you're able to just let it run, and the strategy is going to just trade from 9 till 11 on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the good thing about that is you don't have to go and load, I know I'm repeating myself, but you don't have to go and load multiple weeks of data on your chart. And you can just let it run based on just a few days of data, and that way it'll keep NinjaTrader nice and clean. It's going to keep the charts with as little bit of data as possible, and you're able to run the strategy effectively. Great, so that's just a little update on this. Remember, this is one of the strategies that automatically update. I know a lot of you are still trying to come to terms with that, but what this strategy does is it automatically updates settings from the server. So you don't have to go physically into the strategy settings and go and change any of the values in here once the strategy is activated, because these settings are going to automatically update. And this is a strategy that's going to automatically update only once a week. So at the beginning of the trading week, you can actually get it set up, and those settings will basically continue for the whole week ahead. And if by any chance there is midweek optimization done on the strategy settings will automatically update. So there's no need for you to go into the settings or change anything. It's basically a type of situation where you can check in once or twice a day, either before the trading session starts, so pre 9 a.m. and after 11 a.m. to make sure that the strategy is still active on your trading chart and you can view the performance. So it's not something that you have to sit and babysit. It's not something you have to monitor. It's a check-in, I would say twice a day, which will be pre 9 a.m. and post 11 a.m. just to make sure that the strategy was actually active for the trading session. Okay, thanks guys. We'll cover a little bit more of this on the group Zoom call on Sunday evening. So please, either be on the call or watch the replay. Thank you, and see you then. Cheers.